What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode. And in today's video, we're taking a look at Travis Scott, aka LaFlame's latest merch, this time in support of his upcoming album, Jackboys 2. Now, before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats, who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check him out. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now, today's video almost feels surreal to be making because we are finally talking about Jackboys 2, and this surprise merch drop comes nearly 6 years since the release of the first Jackboys album in December of 2019. So to kick things off, we have our first look at this Jackboys 2 collection, starting things off with this very affordable Jackboys 2 vinyl that is only going to run you about $15.99. which is honestly super cheap considering most new vinyl releases lately are like $40 if not more. And while this album art may not be the official one, I wanted to at least share what I think may be the inspiration for this piece as we take a look at the following XXL magazine cover that presents Murder Inc., a rap supergroup in the late 90s comprised of Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and the late DMX. So while I might be completely wrong on the background inspo on this one, I almost wonder if it's setting the tone for this album's aesthetic and sounds, because even though we're only on the first few items, something about this collection is giving me a throwback or vintage vibe. Now, next up we have these deluxe Jackboys 2 CDs that are packaged to look like a DVD, which is honestly pretty dope considering the top mentions there is a film that was directed by Harmony Korine, who worked with Travis most recently on the Circus Maximus film and the Agro Drift movie, so definitely check those out. And it was after Sheck West shared the following tweet mentioning that these DVDs were being dropped off to sellers on Canal Street in New York that I definitely felt the old school bootleg vibe of the 90s and early 2000s that some of my 90s babies might appreciate. Now, it was after looking at the back of the DVD itself that we see a preview of the track list, and surprisingly So Fago has finally made the cut, so I'm excited to hear what he does on this album. And as far as another track list surprise, Wally the Sensei is featured, who most recently was featured on Kendrick Lamar's GNX album, with some Travis fans speculating whether or not he is actually the newest Jackboy signee. So I guess we'll see if it's true very soon, and I'd love to know in the comments if you guys think he would be a good fit for Cactus Jack, and really who else you'd like to see signed. Now, next up in this collection, we have our first Jackboys 2 box set, dubbed A2, which features this dope t-shirt that instantly is reminiscent of this Jackboys mask that was sold as part of the first album merch. And for $55, you'll not only be receiving this dope t-shirt, but also this commemorative box set along with the physical CD, which is expected to ship with the album's release, and again, hopefully that means very, very soon. Now, next up we have box set A3 that features this sick long sleeve advertised as being Cactus Jack custom dyed and will run you $75 in addition to coming with the CD that is also advertised as CD cover 2 for this set, which is different from the first box set and kind of similar to what we saw Travis doing with the Utopia releases in that he had multiple covers, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see several different for Jackboys 2. And as far as what might be my favorite piece from this collection, we have box set B1, which features this really dope tee that almost reminds me of like a 90s tribal style tattoo, but ultimately features the new Jackboys 2 logo and also includes the CD with cover 2, so I wonder if that one might be the more popular, if anything. Now, next up we've got another box set, this time C1, which features this graphic that I can't help but feel like had to be a leftover from the Utopia era, which I don't think is a bad thing by any means, but is definitely reminiscent of that style we've been seeing, and if anything, the pinup model kind of reminds me of the Playboy collab that we just saw at ComplexCon. Now, second to last in this collection, we of course have box set C2 here that comes with this really raw t-shirt as well as a CD that is now labeled CD cover 3, letting us know that we do have several covers coming for this new era of the Jackboys. And speaking of graphics that may have been reused, I wanted to point out the following, which although I think is super hard and is probably one of my favorites that I've seen most recently, I'm about 99% sure that they're just reusing the same graphic from the Summer Smash tee earlier last year, which I'm not mad at as I wasn't able to attend it anyway. Now, last but not least, we have box set C3, which features our first and only hat in this collection that, might I add, has custom embroidery and will cost you a cool $50 and also includes the CD with cover 3 as well. And this piece in particular still kind of gives me hope that we might see some more car or just racing themed pieces sometime in the future, as that was pretty present of a theme during the first Jackboys merch drop, which I'll talk about in just a little. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are on our first preview of Jackboys 2. And let me know in the comments what box sets or pieces you guys ended up copying. Because even if this collection isn't really speaking to you, I'm about 1000% sure we will eventually see at least one more wave of merch once this album officially drops, similarly to how Travis ended up doing it when he first dropped Jackboys 6 years ago. So definitely stay tuned for more merch drops, and this is your sign to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to make sure you're up to date with the latest and the greatest. Now, something else I wanted to point out for all of my chefs and ragers still tuned in is that as I was putting the finishing touches on this video today, I noticed that Travis's website at shop.travisscott.com actually updated to advertise LaFlame's upcoming collab with the legendary FC Barcelona. And it goes on to mention that not only will this jersey be available on May 9th, but there will also be a full collection not only exclusively at Travis's website, but also at the Barcelona Stadium. So if you are a soccer or football fan like myself, this collection is a must cop, although I do have to warn you from the previews we saw earlier today, the first jerseys that sold were on sale for 400 euros, so buyer beware. And like I mentioned, there are some other pieces to this collab and collection, which you guys are seeing previewed here for the first time. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this one and if any of these are a cop or a drop. Now, if you're curious about the first Jackboys merch collection and how those waves of merch looked, I'll go ahead and link that video I did at the end of this one. And as always, guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen. I appreciate all of you for tuning in and your patience. And again, I'd love to know in the comments which bundles you ended up picking up. And let me know if you guys are excited for Jackboys 2. Go ahead and drop a cactus in the comments. As always, guys, remember to stay safe out there. And remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.